Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone who listening this at your time. First of all, we come from Group 1, which we have Budi as our topic to discuss today. Okay, specifically the discussion today is about Budi as the ethical basis of Malay culture. As we know that Malaysia is an extremely diverse country with several races, languages, and faiths. People of all ethnicities have mostly preserved their forefathers' cultural practices. As a result, in Malaysia, uh, specifically Malaysian culture, they embrace a diverse range of lifestyle, beliefs, and also values. The topic that will we discuss today is about the Buddhist definition, Buddhi aspects in Malay life, Buddhi bahasa, and also basic ethic in Malaysia, like the example of basic ethic in Malaysia. For the first discussion will be discussed by our sister Kho Ly Sgoh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kho Ly Sgoh. My metric number is 1823054, and I'm going to continue our presentation with the Buddhi definitions. In Malays, the notion of Buddhi fall under the category of goodness. The Malays thought that person were made up of two parts, the intellect and the body. The body is and its organ will ultimately die, but not the mind. Buddhi currently had numerous subtitles of meaning in the Malay world review and play an essential part in many aspects of Malay's life. As in the word akal buddhi can also signify the intellect, which means the common sense or healthy mind. The Malays are predominantly Islamic, and the diversity of their religion's heritage should be noted, beginning with their primitive Aminist origin and processing through the period of Buddhism and Hinduism before accepting Islam around the 13th century. Buddhi influenced what Malays do, from how they treat the elderly to their body posture, verbal and nonverbal communications, as demonstrated by the proverb, the importance of Buddhi in traditional Malay society cannot be overstated. Buddhi nearly impossible to comprehend scientifically because it involves the internal value that can only be learned through actions, thought, language, body movement, and traditional elements such as songs, lyric, theater presentations, dance, carving, and painting. Buddhi, important to the Malays, is one of the defining features of their society. According to one Nur Hashina, one Hussein, in 2011, the Malays were taught to express themselves figuratively rather than directly to avoid being labeled, such as uncouth or rude, because they live in polite and non-aggressive society. Buddhi in the Malay psyche is a molecule rather than the atomistic components. It can be examined but not totally dissected, since these components are constantly interrelated and entangled, even if presented in a scientific laboratory under the study of logical or emotional chemistry. Though Buddhi is a traditional Malay notion, the attitude has affected Malaysian social culture in general, and it's seen in the behavior of individuals from all walks of life. Buddhi dictates that one be cordial, polite, good-natured, and tranquil.
Okay, so we have discussed about the Buddhist definition, and right now we will move to the Buddhi aspect in Malay life, which will be discussed by our brother Bai Dihui. The time for him.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Bai Dihui. My metric number is 152259. So next, I will present Budi aspect in Malay life. Even though Budi is a traditional Malay nation, it has had influence on Malaysia's social culture and can be observed in the acts of individuals from life. Budi practitioners must show affability, politeness, humor, and composure. They have a low profile in terms of look, demeanor, and body language, and they have a high degree of tolerance for the banal parts of daily life. Body value shape how a person acts and who they are. It affects family and social relationships, as well as manners and behavior. The expectations of each group play a part in figuring out a person's own value, starting with individuals. It grew into the thing that brought the Malay community together and helped shape its characters. Budi main goal is to keep everyone happy and peace. Even though it has always been there, it has changed. Over time to fit into changing world. Budi's query will stay the same, and since on outside that help it reach to its goal will be added. Only the way the acts are described in is different. Malay identity both as individual and as a group is based on Budi ideals. It had happened because it was in the hearts of Malays. Budi manages how Malay people get along with each other so that there are peace and harmony in society. So this is all for me. So next.
Okay, so next we will move to Budi Bahasa, which this is my part. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Aprillia Rahajeng Hanu Gristy with metric number 1723108, and Budi Bahasa is the notion of courtesy, includes the words, behaviors, thoughts, and feelings of an individual or society. According to Kamus Dewan Bahasa or Malaysian Dictionary, the courtesy carries the meaning of courtesy through language or language as courtesy. And referring to this meaning, courtesy is the noble values practiced by the Malaysian society in accordance with their religious orders, beliefs, official customs, and also their culture itself. And Malaysians are typically known as kind people, polite, secretive, and they are often modest in their dress, body language, and demeanor, and they approach their daily life with tremendous tolerance, which is considered as halus in Malaysian language, or in English we can say it as refined. This is such a behavior and the standard for a Budi Bahasa or courtesy in Malaysia. So for those who are forceful, abrasive, or noisy, on the opposite of that refined, in Malaysia they deem and count as kasar, yes, or crash or rough in English. So I will shortly mention about some importance of courteous in Malaysia, which we know that courteous will giving birth to the ethical individuals, which mean a person who is courteous, they speaks a good word, is called budiman, or the man of Budi in Malaysia. So when they use their courtesy, they will count as a budiman. So another importance of courtesy, courtesy can create the unity of a multiracial society. So with this courtesy, people, like even though they are the different races, languages, or they have many differences, they will still respect each other. So with this courtesy, Malaysian also generating the country's tourist industry. And for those foreigners, they really like our Asian, our Melayu manners, the attitude and such thing. So move to the next part, which is the basic etiquette in Malaysia, which will be discussed by our brother Saqer Mohammed. The time for him.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Saqer Mohammed with matric number 1715481. Inshallah, by today I will be talking and explaining about basic etiquette in Malaysia. So here in this slide I will be explaining about good etiquette means. So as we know, good etiquette is often simply combination of common sense and basic understanding of respect of the local culture. So moving up to this slide, and we are going to explain about some etiquettes in Malaysia. As we all know, in every country we have different etiquettes, and here in Malaysia we have special etiquettes, and we will mention some of them inshallah. So to start with the hands. Using both hands is one of their etiquettes and showing respect as well. So if you want to give or receive anything, we have to use our both hands, or at least use the right one, but we can't use the left one. Also, according with Islam principles, the left hand reversed for cleansing one's body and should not be used alone to give or receive an object. Also, one of the ways of respect is that they bend slightly in front of people, especially in front of the elder, and the reason why is that their head is under the head of the elder, so they can show them respect by this way. Moving up to this slide, and we are going to talk about time. So Malaysians generally have relaxed approach with the time. They are not that much punctual about it, and this can be different from cities and rural areas. Also, we can say that Malaysian Chinese are more punctual with the time than the other groups. However, people generally start their events later than they schedule. So moving to this slide, and we will be talking about visiting. So one of their etiquettes in visiting, that shoes should be removed before entering home. Also, the host may specific time for visiting, but they don't always expect guests to arrive on time. So generally here in Malaysia, punctuality is not that much important. So it's common for people to visit without prior arrangement. That was all from my part. I hope you got the benefit, and thank you.
And finally, we will move to the last session today, which we come to the conclusion. Like in all, as what discussed above, we know that the Malay mind's power is depend on the application of Budi, and the man of culture should build on Budi as well. And the greatest step of a man of culture is to attain the rank of Budiman or the man of Budi, where the word Budi should be interpreted as synthetic connotation between the sharpness of reason and the tenderness of emotion, or what we sense from the heart. So I think that's all from our group discussion today. Thank you for listening us, and bye bye. Assalamualaikum.